Hey friends, welcome back to a new video. In the beginning of 2022, I decided to try to buy as much secondhand as possible. I did kind of like a little challenge every time I wanted to buy something. I tried to see if I could get it secondhand. My motivation mainly for this was environmental reasons. In today's society, we have such a culture of just buying things new and then throwing it out when we're not 100% satisfied. And this throwaway culture is really hurtful to the environment. And I think it's also because the production and the waste process of our system is kind of hidden from us, not to say intentionally. When things are out of our sight, we kind of disassociate from it, or just don't really think about what actually happens, how our actions impact or damage the environment, what are the environmental consequences. And these are all results from our actions, and we are responsible for what we do, what we say, how we interact with each other, and that's the only thing we can control. So we should do our very best. So by buying what already exists, we can save on the environment, save resources, but the cherry on top really is you also save money and you get such unique things. There's just so much stuff that I find value in that other people don't find value in anymore, and the other way around as well. So I already did a video halfway through this kind of challenge talking about what I had bought new, what I had bought used, what was the story behind it. And now this is kind of the second half of 2022. What did I buy there? So if you haven't watched the first part, you can of course watch it afterwards. There is no particular order to this. So here it goes, what I bought in the second half of 2022. So I'm going to start with the used things and then go over to what I bought new. So the first thing I bought used was a pair of Vans. So previously I was wearing a pair of white Keds that was kind of my pair of sneakers, my casual shoes that I would wear about, and they were starting to kind of fall apart, getting holes. I tried to sew the holes, but they were just falling apart more and more. Since I knew that buying things secondhand, you kind of have to give yourself that time to look for stuff, to find the good stuff. I kind of already had it in the back of my mind, and I kind of really like the idea of slip-on Vans. I previously had a pair that I really liked. This time around, I wanted to go the classic checkered slip-on Vans, but for me personally, I was fearing that the black and white was a little too contrasty for my taste. It was too strong, the pattern. So I was really happy and so lucky that I found this really unique pair of dark red checkered Vans that I think is the most beautiful color ever. You still have that fun checkered pattern, but then it's not as strong and as in your face. Those pair of shoes I think were brand new. The sole of it looked completely new. And yeah, I was so happy with that find. Next thing, we're staying in the category of shoes, is kind of an impulse purchase, definitely not something that I need, and that was that I bought a pair of cowboy boots. Now, in the defense of the boots, they are so stunning, they're so beautiful. They are originally made, handcrafted, and you can definitely tell the quality is super good. They're definitely pre-loved, so they definitely look like they're used, but I think that gives the cowboy boots their character. I haven't had a lot of chances to wear them since it then also got cold, and I do have to feel pretty confident to rock those, but they are so beautiful. I don't regret it, but it definitely is not a minimalistic choice to buy those. Then the next thing I bought were really beautiful spoons. Now this sounds really weird, but we were in Amsterdam at this second-hand market, and there was this one stall selling vintage pottery, and I found these really beautiful blue and white patterned Chinese spoons, and I'm just a sucker for pottery, and I love that white and blue pattern. I didn't have those Chinese spoons at home, and I really wanted some, and they're just so beautiful, so I bought those, and sadly I already broke one. They were so delicate. I was absolutely heartbroken, and I want to say I cried when I broke that spoon. It was Then nextly, what I again bought used are books, same as the first half of the year. I try to buy my books used if possible, and I definitely bought quite a few books the second half of the year as well. Then again, I bought a clothing item. I feel like 2022 I bought quite a lot of clothes. I don't know if it's because previously I did a no buy clothes challenge for 1 or 2 years, and for some, maybe now I kind of feel like I have to go all out. I'm not super proud of that. I definitely have to make a change for 2023. But the next thing I bought was this beautiful brown checkered skirt that has kind of this sophisticated yet somehow also playful vibe, since it's asymmetrical, and I just think you can dress that up, you can dress that down. I could dress that in more grungy style, but also more sophisticated, and it's just so beautiful and so comfortable, and yeah. Then nextly, I bought another picture frame. I really wanted to decorate kind of this wall behind me a little bit more, and I had these really beautiful postcards of paintings of women reading that I really loved, and I wanted to frame one of them, and I was looking for a used picture frame. I remember the person who sold it to me was telling me how he found it in his grandma's attic, and it's just such a beautiful antique picture frame, originally antique, that I thought it was such a treasure that I wanted that to frame my beautiful postcard in. I love the two-tonedness of the frame. Then the next thing I got secondhand, which might be a little bit weird, is camera film boxes, not boxes, but those things where you keep camera film in, because I have the old film camera that used to belong to my grandma. It was their family camera, and I decided to buy some film to shoot with it, but it doesn't fit the film, the typical Fujifilm that you can buy nowadays. The format is completely different and it fits less, so I had to kind of DIY and pull out the Fujifilm in a makeshift dark room and then kind of redo it. It was a whole mess, and to get it developed, I of course have to keep it dark again, so I wanted to get those film capsules to put the undeveloped film in and then to ship that to get that developed. To be honest, I haven't done that yet. I maybe should get around to doing that. Hopefully it worked. It was such a DIY'd, unplanned project that I hope that the film even captured stuff. I mean, who knows, it will definitely be a surprise. Then nextly, I bought a new, I guess, used phone, because my previous phone had started not charging and having these really weird warning pop-ups, and I just couldn't get it to go away or to fix it. I tried a lot of different things. I tried resetting it to factory settings and nothing worked. So I decided to get a new phone, I guess a used refurbished phone. To me, it is as good as new. Of course, if you really look closely, there are a few scratches around the rim, but in general, on first glance, it looks like it's brand new, and I saved so much money on the phone. Then at the end of last year, I also started taking ballet lessons, which is kind of like a childhood dream of mine in a sense. I did used to take ballet when I was younger, but then I stopped. But I completely fell in love with ballet again, and I kind of needed ballet gear for the lessons, so I had gotten ballet, what do you call it? The ballet onesies? Ballet, I guess I'm just gonna call it onesie, ballet suit, I don't know. And I was so happy that I was able to get that secondhand, because new, they're pretty pricey for kind of what it is. And I thought to myself, I'm sure there are a lot of people that used to dance ballet but don't anymore, or have just things that don't fit them anymore. And I was really happy I was able to get two, so I can kind of rotate and wash for my ballet lessons. And then last but not least, this was also an impulse buy. I bought a jeans overall. I have no more explanation. I just saw it and I thought it looked really cute and I bought it. That's the end of the story, because it was an impulse buy. Now, switching over to all the things that I bought new. So the first thing I bought new were jeans patches, clothes patches. So I had a pair of jeans that was ripping in a lot of different places, and I thought I'd kind of sew it up and then cover the rip with a patch, you know, have that really cool style going on. But I ended up just patching it up without adding the patch on top. So now I just have those patches lying around. I do kind of wish I wouldn't have bought those patches so quickly and kind of just waited a little bit, because then I would have realized that I don't really need them. I still really love those patches. I will probably put them on something else, but yeah, for now they're just lying around. Nextly, I bought some painting brushes and also new canvases, because I had a few painting projects in mind and my brushes were horrible. I needed a bigger one since I wanted to try to paint on bigger format. And yeah, the next thing was also, I guess, kind of an impulse buy. So I had stolen a bag from my mom that she didn't use anymore. It's like a side hanging bag where you can detach the strap, and the clamp for attaching the strap broke and I wasn't able to fix it. I tried to glue it, but that didn't work at all. So when Johannes and I were kind of out and about, I saw this bag strap that I really liked and I bought that for the bag. Then I had ordered a t-shirt new. So I had painted, oh, you can actually see in the background, I painted this painting that I really like. And I thought that this painting would be something really cool to have on the back of a t-shirt, and I kind of wanted to try that out. So I took a picture of this painting and tried to put that onto a t-shirt. And yeah, that is the t-shirt that I ordered. I just wanted to see how that would look like. And yeah. The next thing I bought new was together with my refurbished phone, and that is a case for the phone. I wanted a very specific case that is supposed to be really, really good, because I'm someone that drops my phone all over the place. All my phones have cracked screens. So I bought that case new. Looking back, I definitely could have bought that used. I saw a lot of the same brand used. Guess I wasn't thinking. I was too excited about getting a new phone. So yeah, you could also categorize that as an impulse buy. Next thing I bought new was nail polish. Again, an impulse buy. I absolutely love wearing nail polish, but now recently I never wear any just because I work at a cafe that doesn't allow it, which I'm really sad about. I guess it was an emotional moment where I was kind of mad about the fact that I wasn't allowed to wear nail polish, but then I saw this really cool dark green shade and it was an impulse buy. Next, some new things I bought were all for the ballet that I started, and that is that I bought new ballet shoes and ballet tights. Those just made sense to buy new. I would have been fine with buying them secondhand but unused, but I couldn't find any. And with my new passion for ballet, I also bought this massage ball that is really good for training your feet to roll them out so that you have a better arch, and that's something that I bought at like a sports store. And then last but not least, I bought some socks. I was really lacking socks in my sock drawer, and I wanted the specific style of socks, and I did look for them secondhand. I thought there are probably people that got gifted socks or just bought socks that weren't their size and that are, I guess, unused, but I couldn't really find any, especially in the style that I liked. So I bought new socks, and then I also bought a new pair of tights, not ballet tights, regular ones. That was more of an impulse buy. I kind of wanted fun tights that are a little bit different than your standard ones. So yeah, I bought those. And that is everything I bought in the second half of 2022. Looking back, I bought so much, and I'm so glad that I wrote everything down, because I think if you would have asked me whether I bought a lot last year, I would have said no, not really. But now that I've written it out in front of me, I bought so much. And I think you don't realize how much you bought, because it's one thing here and one thing there, and it's so spaced out that it doesn't feel like a lot. So I definitely recommend you to also write down the things that you bought this year. It is minimal effort. You can do it on your phone, so you always have access to it. And it's really shocking to me how much I bought, since I do consider myself a minimalist, or at least I try to, and I don't want more stuff. I want less stuff, or to at least curate and hold the amount of stuff that I have right now. So it was so shocking to me that I bought that much stuff. What was also really surprising is that my goal was to try to buy more used or secondhand stuff for 2022, which I did. I think I did a really good job in trying my best to buy secondhand stuff, and I definitely bought way more than I would have otherwise bought if I didn't do this challenge. But still, looking at my list, it was pretty much 50-50, so 50% used and 50% new, and that also kind of was really surprising. I thought with how much effort I put into looking for used stuff, it would definitely be more 70% used stuff and 30% new, which I was really surprised about. So the things I learned from this challenge from this past year is, number one, that I absolutely buy too much stuff, and I do want to make a new challenge for this year that I will share with you in a new video. As I said, I want to be more minimalistic. I don't want to own so much stuff. I want to own less stuff. And this really does not align with my goal or how I want to strive to live. So I definitely have to make those changes. The second lesson that I learned is that you can buy so much secondhand, more than you think you're able to get secondhand. So things like the ballet onesie, I didn't think that I would be able to find ballet onesies. Little things here and there, super beautiful, unique stuff, even like a generic pair of shoes like those Vans. They were in such a unique color. I don't think I would have stumbled upon that color if I were to shop new. And then when it comes to buying more vintage stuff, a lot of the times the quality is just so much better, and such unique pieces, and it's so fun to kind of thrift things. And then the third lesson I learned is I'm such an impulse buyer. I mean, I kind of knew that, but I thought I'd left that more in the past. Not that I don't ever impulse buy anymore, but I thought it would have been far less than it actually was. And again, that is something I want to change going forward. I definitely realize that I tend to impulse buy during springtime. Just something about coming out of winter and going into warmer months, I tend to buy a lot of clothes. So I think this year I definitely also want to be more intentional and, for example, delete my app where I buy secondhand clothes, just so I'm not as tempted seeing cute stuff on there. So I hope this video was interesting to you, and it also kind of inspired you to maybe take a look at the things that you buy. Maybe you also want to start in some way keeping track of what you buy, because there's so much to learn from our shopping habits, and I think it will be very eye-opening when you're face-to-face, black and white, with what you actually bought and how much you actually bought. And maybe this also inspired you to thrift a little more, because I had so much fun. And going forward, I definitely want to continue to try to buy as much secondhand as possible, because I've had only positive things, positive outcomes from this challenge, from saving money to being gentler to the environment and finding great deals and having such unique pieces that I highly recommend this to anyone. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and if you haven't watched part 2, I'll link it down below or here in the cards. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.